random thoughts in my head, and sometimes I let them come out of my mouth.
Hi guys, welcome back to Random Thoughts. I am the D. Marie, and I have a very special guest with me today. My wonderful mother, Patricia DeVane, the mortgage guru. Hi, mommy, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
My mother has been my financial advisor since I was a child, teaching me about interest and putting money into my bank account as a young child. And now that she is a mortgage loan officer, I wanted her to share her wisdom with all of you. Mom, how long have you been doing loan offering mortgages?
I have been, I started in the field in 2019 as just out of pure drive to help people. It became my mission to help people and became full-fledged loan officer by of 2019. And now I am a mortgage broker all these years later. And this just simply means that I have the ability to work with a variety of banks and finance institutions to find the best mortgage for my clients.
That is wonderful. Before you became a mortgage officer, you helped me with purchasing my home. In 2014, I moved in with you under the guise of going back to school. And then as soon as I moved in, I said, Mom, I'm not leaving till I can buy a house.
You did.
I did.
I was surprised. I'm like, when did that happen?
Right.
Okay.
I reverse kidnapped myself. I said, I'm here. You can't get rid of me. And I mean, it wasn't too bad. I was there for 3 years. And then it was time for me to move. And I called around, and one person, he kind of just laughed me off and was like, huh, you don't have the credit to buy a house, and didn't, help me in any way. And another person I called kind of gave me the steps of what I needed to do to get loan ready. And I thought, that was so great for me. I needed you to assist with doing the same for other people. Um, your wonderful granddaughter, my daughter, had a bunch of questions also that she would like to wanted me to ask you, because I asked her, as a 17-year-old who may or may not buy a house later on in the future, what would interest you? And one of her first questions that went, what, to my head was, what is a mortgage?
What is a mortgage? Very good question. A mortgage is a note, it's a promise to the bank that you will make the payment for the loan that they gave you. And if you don't make that payment, they have the right to take that property they financed away from you. And that's basically a mortgage. Now, a mortgage payment includes your principal, interest, your taxes, and insurance. Taxes and insurance is really an escrow, and it's a service that your bank provides in order to make sure those bills are paid.
That's
So
what escrow is?
that's escrow, your taxes and insurance.
I've had a mortgage for 7 years, and I didn't question what escrow was. I just know that I needed it.
You just sent the money.
Exactly. I said a bill needs to be paid. That's what needs to be done.
Yeah. So, yes, that's what's going on.
Okay.
So the bank takes care of that for you.
Okay. That makes sense. So, another question Angel had is there a limit to how much you can take out for a mortgage loan?
Okay. So there is a limit, and the limit is according to your ability to repay that mortgage loan. So, for example, if you make $30,000 a year and you only put down 3.5% on your new home, you would be limited to the size of home you can afford to buy. Whereas if you're somebody who can put down 30% of a home or 50%, then of course you can buy more home because you're putting down more money.
Okay. So I know that when I was purchasing a house, I did have a specific amount that I was going to put down, And my mortgage company said, well, this is how much you qualify for. And I remember turning to you and saying, I don't care how much I qualify for. How much can I afford? I am a single mother who works hourly. I don't want to spend more than this much a month. And you really helped me like narrow down like how much house I should take. So I feel like a lot of people don't realize just because you qualify for a certain amount, you don't
That's right.
have to take that much. Do you ever say that like to your clients as well?
I give my clients 100% quality care when I'm taking care of them.
Mhm.
And so, yes, absolutely. Especially when you have some loans, like your VA loans, that will allow up to 50, 60. I've even seen 70% debt to income.
Mhm.
That means 70% of your income is covering nothing but your mortgage. And then I would say, get out a piece of paper and list all your other bills. I already have them, so I
Mhm.
know what they are each month. And you tell me, can you do that kind of mortgage plus your bills, even though on paper you qualify?
Mhm.
You know, and many times my clients go, "Thank you. I don't need that much."
Yes.
I don't need that much. I don't need a 5 bedroom house. I really only came here wanting a 3 bedroom house.
Mhm.
So yes.
Well, that's good because I definitely felt like if I didn't have you in my corner, I felt like I was almost being pushed toward the maximum. It's like take it, take it, take it, and I'm like I don't know if I can afford
Yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely. And I advise everybody to do what they're comfortable with. On top of that, I also advise my clients, especially if their rent is a little lower than the new mortgage, especially if someone's in a situation where they live at home with their parents and their parents only want $500 a month from them, but now their new mortgage is 1,200 a month. I would say, okay, um, take $700 a month every month and put it in a savings account.
Mhm.
Take 500 and continue to pay your parents. If you find that you cannot do those two things comfortably and still enjoy your lifestyle, then maybe a $1,200 a month mortgage is too much for you.
Mm.
So,
Yes, I like that. So what is it you would tell people that to get mortgage ready? Those who are thinking, "Hey, I live in an apartment that costs a lot and I'm ready to buy a house," or at least they mentally feel ready to buy a house. What do they need to do to be ready to buy a house?
uh, to qualify for a mortgage, we have to analyze various um, areas of your financial background, starting with your credit. So, most people, when you apply for a loan, they pull your credit, they look at your credit and say, okay, this is where your problems are. So, they look at your credit, see if you've paid your bills in a timely manner over the past 2 years. If you have any liens or bankruptcies, if not only your credit score, of course, that's important, but they want to see all the details and how you spend your money. Okay, so that's one. Your credit is analyzed, and then after you pass the credit test, then they look at your income. Have you had employment for the past 2 years in the same field? And or have you been laid off? And is your work seasonal? Are you self-employed? All of these all of these require um, different responses to what you qualify for. So it all has to be analyzed. So that's your income, and then of course, your debt to your income. So now we have your credit report, so we see what your debt is compared to your income. And there is a specific ratio depending on the type of loan. For FHA, it's maximum of 43%. But there are some lenders that will go higher than 43% debt to income for FHA loan. And of course, conventional have their requirements.
What is an FHA loan?
Federal Housing Administration.
Okay.
So yes, FHA is Federal Housing Administration,
Okay.
and it's a department, uh, one of the government departments to help individuals to afford buying into a home,
Okay.
and that they only require 3.5% down payment.
Okay, so we're talking about getting mortgage ready.
Yes.
We did the debt. Now we were talking income.
Okay, and your income, you just need to have income for 2 years for most loans. Um, and again, it will depend on if we're talking a W 2 employee or a self employed individual. Uh, both of them would require 2 years. And believe it or not, those who own their own company will still qualify for some of these traditional home loans. Uh, all they, as long as they have all the same qualifications and have owned their company for 2 years or longer. However, um, if they have not owned their company for 2 years, but maybe just a year or even 6 months, if they have left a W 2 situation into self employment in the same field, then they still qualify for some of these traditional loans.
Nice.
Yes.
So, self employed people, don't worry. You can still get a home. It may take a little time to figure everything out, but if you give Patty DeVane, the mortgage guru, a call, she could definitely help walk you through every step that there needs to be. If you could give one like really big tip for people who feel like they are ready to give you a call because they're ready to get a home of their own and they want to make sure they're mortgage ready, what tip would you give them?
I would tell the tip would be do call me first before you start paying stuff off or contacting people, creditors that where you were late, on payments or you went into collections with them. Call me first because sometimes those things won't matter. It won't matter depending on what it is and how long ago it happened. So that's what I recommend. It's horrible when my clients call me after they think, I'm going to clean up my credit, I'm going to make it all better. And what they're doing is making it worse, by contacting creditors that, but then there are situations there's no way around it. Student loans, any liens or like rent debt. If someone has went to court and filed that you owe them rent, you have to pay that rent. Anything that relates to a home, electric bill, gas bill, anything that relates to a home, you have to cover that. You have to make it right. And some people include phone bills, like your cell phone bill. Some people include, your cable bill. But then some lenders don't include cell phone bills and cable bills. So it really will depend on which lender I use to finance you will determine the difference. That's why I say call first so we can work through what needs to be paid, what can be paid later.
I love it. Thank you, Mom. Again, guys, make sure you check out Patty DeVane, the mortgage guru. I will have all contact information below. Thank you again, Mom, for being a guest.
Oh, you're welcome.
Love you.
Love you.
Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll check you out on the next video.